He's doesn't like.
All right, let's go at it, sir.
Good morning. How is everything with you? And I hope you are able to follow up with us and keep things on the the right path. We have a couple of new people that joined us last week, and kind of interesting. It's one agent who was with us prior, and she has decided to come home. So we're glad to have her. She's got a lot of experience. And
We actually have two like that.
do we? Okay.
Yeah, we have two.
Okay. So we have two that are making their approach back to the good place. Okay. One of the things we've been dealing with, and it's not just us, it's others who are trying to figure out what the next big deal is, and it's the challenge of Zillow, given the fact that they have too much inventory, and they're trying to figure out what they do with it and how they push it off on agents, I guess. So I think one of the factors that is interesting, and it's obvious, is that they replaced the CEO, and he's been around a good while, and I think everybody has a lot of respect for him. But the other Zillow guy was one of the first starters in Zillow, and so I'm sure, given the frustration that they have about the amount of Zillow inventory that they want to get rid of, it's going to be a challenge given where they are right now. So I would suggest as many of us that can, because it's usually it's well worth the money to go to the Zillow's annual meeting, and it will be in I think it will be in last year we were Las Vegas, and they've always been in Las Vegas, so I'm guessing that's where they will be for the meeting. And yeah, so it's a lot to be aware of, and I can only suggest to you that if I were you, I would really start following and understanding as much as I can about what Zillow is doing, what the information that they share, and I think it'll be invaluable to you as we go forward. So, Kate, talk to us about Zillow and one of the problems they have about inventory.
Well, they have a couple problems, and it's really not just Zillow. It's pretty much all of the heavy hitters for this iBuyer stuff, where they put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak. They focus so much on technology that I think they fail to look at the human element of real estate in a couple ways. One, they assumed that everybody would choose convenience over, the having a personal relationship with somebody, personable, let me say, not personal per se, but a personable relationship. And they banked on people having more confidence than they do about how they should move in real estate. So they have, it's not just Zillow, it's Open Door and all those other ones. Not so much as Keller Williams because and little smaller companies because they're just now getting into the fray, but they have a crap load of inventory and nowhere to sell it and no way to really get it off. Now, Open Door was going to partner with Redfin for a moment because Redfin has agents that are salaried. And they were just going to use their platform to try to push some of their inventory. But of course, it didn't work out. They had an amicable split, but they never got that idea off the ground. And I think now Zillow and other companies like it are realizing that, even if they have the best technologies that make the process easier, they still need the human element. And realtors provide that. I mean, there's just no replacing it. So in response, some of the things that Zillow is doing is they're changing the way that you buy leads from them. As a matter of fact, and I urge everyone, if you are paying for Zillow, if you're paying to be a premier agent on Zillow, get to build a relationship with your business consultant. I get a lot of information about the changes that they're doing to the Premier Agent program before they even come out because of my business consultant. And I'm able to get in line to be one of the first people to try stuff, to get, good pricing on it because I've found out about it beforehand. And I said, I want to be a part of that when it comes down the pipe.
And it gives you an open door with some of the ideas, right?
Yeah. Zillow has this whole process where we as realtors or real estate agents can share with them, how they can make their products better for us. And I absolutely participate in it. And I think, everybody else should too, if you're investing your money there especially. And so some of the things that I learned just yesterday that are going to be coming out is Zillow is really going to be drilling down into zip codes and going as deep as they can to even neighborhoods and areas of zip codes to say, okay, in this patch of this zip code, we got this much traffic, and this amount of people asked, to us to buy their home.
And so what that does is gives the agents the ability to be closer to the edge of everything.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. And so Zillow is only going to buy 5% of the houses. Oh, that's their target for next year. They're only looking to invest money in 5%, about 5% of the leads that they generate from their Zillow offers. So the other 95% that they don't buy, they have to figure out a way to still make revenue. That's where the Premier Agent program comes in. So I'm expecting them to give more opportunities to get listings. And if you're working as a buyer's agent, I'm expecting there to be better, either you're going to get a better quality lead or you're going to get leads at a different price. They're going to have to make some adjustments financially somewhere because they're actually losing money on Zillow, the Zillow Premier Agent program right now.
Okay, I hope that makes sense to you because anybody who's going to a conference or whatever, if they ever have an opportunity that can be important to you, when they can lay down some things and they get a better value at it, it's going to be that'll be a strong position to be in.
a lot of people don't realize it, but on their Zillow profile, they have their business consultant is there, and there's a phone number and email. And in my case, my Zillow rep put his picture up. So I have but I have developed, and he's helped me to really maximize the amount of dollars that I spend. I don't feel like I'm just dumping money into something, because it's only because of him. He'll say to me, Kay, I don't think this is a good idea. You know, this over here, you know, the trends look like this zip code, people are gravitating towards that. So let's see how we can get you in there. Maybe if you buy this much of this zip code and this much of that zip code, you know, it puts you, there are certain rules that they have that keep you on the top of the impressions heap with Zillow. And a lot of people don't know that. They just dump their money there. But, you know, if you have a good consultant, they'll help you spread your money, you know, money across. We don't even have that many zip codes in Shelby County. So if you have the right agent or, you know, consultant, they can help you to spread it and you know, make it worth your while. Also, you know, there's other people coming in that are trying to disrupt even the iBuying process to a degree. You got people who are banking on the whole iBuying thing to just kind of go to crap. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to be going to crap, but there are some people who think it is, and they're actually short selling their stocks. So that's going to have a big impact on how companies like Zillow work with us too. Like, they're starting to realize that they kind of need us.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good for us, and I just think people need to just be really strategic about how they advertise and ride the wave. For agents who are new to real estate, if I was going to put my money somewhere, I would put it in Zillow. I would not buy a website, because you don't have the resources to promote that most of the time. I would not spend a lot of money on Facebook ads. I would not do that. I would go and put my money in something that's going to help me to create an income producing activity, which is you want to get out and you want to be showing houses. The best way still to do that is to invest in a program like Zillow if you want to get started right away.
Okay. Kay, I had a agent the other day that he wants a website, and
I know the agent.
okay, how do you feel about that?
So everybody can go. A lot of people are still paying hundreds of dollars to have these great websites, built. I think that you can go to a source like Fiverr.com. That's Fiverr.com. You can find somebody there that can take a Wix template. Wix is a website that you can go to buy like a ready-made website that just has like holes in it. They'll give you where you can put pictures and content. If you're not comfortable with doing it yourself, you can go to Wix. You know that, I mean, for less than $30 a month, you can get a website, and you know you can go to Fiverr.com and pay somebody $5 an hour to design it for you. But the thing with that is, and one of the things that I'm finding, because I just actually started trying to use a website myself, is if you're doing that yourself, you have to try to keep the content on it relevant. If you're trying to sell houses as a buyer's agent, trying to list houses, you actually would probably need someone to do that for you. So that's why I'm saying, if you're a new agent or an agent that's just coming back into the business, and you know, everyone knows what their limits are, but if you don't have the resources to pay for the upkeep of a website, you can definitely spend your dollars somewhere else. Google sites. If any of you have a Google account, Gmail, Google has a really easy to use website that you can get. You can purchase a domain name, which is the domain name is supported by GoDaddy. It's $12 a year. You pay $12 a month for the site to Google, and you can put whatever you want on there. It's similar to Wix. So I wouldn't go spending hundreds of dollars trying to do that, because I mean your website is. I realize this for myself too. Your website is competing with Zillow. It gets 90% of all the traffic. My website is just more about me. I know that's narcissistic, but I just didn't have time to really keep up with keeping content and all that on there. So I had to, change it.
Okay, now share with us the dumbest thing you ever had to watch online.
So I'm going to go get the address and give it to you guys so you guys can look it up. But yesterday, so Larry and I, we actually take time to educate ourselves so we can bring this webinar to you and sound somewhat smart. And yesterday I was reading an article about a really interesting listing that was allowed onto Zillow. And it says Zillow was having a fire sale for this listing. So I'm like, oh my God, I thought actually that I was going to be able to label my listings fire sale.
Get it cheap.
Right. So I go and I read this article, and it literally was a fire sale. The house, the picture that they used of the property that was for sale was actually and literally on fire.
That is unusual.
Very unusual. And they wanted $99,999 for this listing. It's in Florida. If Larry will keep you busy for a hot second, I'll go get I can do it from here. I can give you the address and you guys can look it up for yourselves and have a good laugh. But I thought it was hilarious. I've never seen a listing where the house is actually on fire.
A hot property.
Yes, let me see. I think I saw it on here. Let's see. Oh, I may have to send it in an email, the address, so people can go there and find it. Let me see if I still have it.
Yeah, for those of you who really want to see that and get a good laugh, she'll get the copy of it and send it out so you can look at it and laugh. A house catching on fire. I can't help but think that that's somebody made a stupid mistake and are trying to live through it, but maybe not. It may have actually been a real thing, and they were simply making some point about it being on fire. So how is everything going for you? Are you have any questions or comments?
I found it. Of course, it was still up on my computer because I laughed for 30 minutes. The address, if you guys want to see this fire sale, is you go to Zillow and just search by the address. It's 742 Southwest Boulevard North, St. Petersburg, Florida, 33703. I mean, it is literally on fire.
And we don't have a clue if it's a joke or if it's not.
No, I'm pretty sure hopefully it's still there.
Oh, really?
But it's the land, when you read the listing, it's the land that they want to sell for $99,999.
Hmm.
And it's like a residential lot. And it looks like an old fishing house from like Gilligan's Island times or something.
Well,
But whatever, it's hilarious. Check it out. So
okay. Have we? There was some indications back a few weeks ago that Keller was considering some changes in their in how the business is and what it costs.
I think they're making some changes to how it costs, and I mean how their some of their agent structures is really, I think, and how they let people franchise. I'm not really sure. They didn't go into details as to what they were, but it's supposed to be something where the agents can earn more money, and it's driven towards brokerage, like them opening more locations, more so than
that's interesting.
helping the agents. And the other thing is, so Purple Bricks, which is one of the very first iBuyers I think you and I ever read about. They are originally based out of London. I guess
I really liked that
yes,
concept.
But their concept was really awesome, and they were at the forefront of making that happen for people. But they're actually closing their doors in the United States and retreating back to their homeland.
England.
Yes. And there's some shakeup too about, so I don't know if any of you guys use the Bank of England as a mortgage lender here, but they're actually based out of London. And the Brexit situation, they are afraid is going to affect the revenues and how, stable the banking system is in England. So that could have an effect on whether or not they keep their footprint here in the States. So it's funny how, even things like finance and something like the Brexit deal, which on the surface has nothing to do with real estate, is affecting it or could affect it. I just like to see how all of those things tie together. We should think about all of it in the grand scheme of things. And as we're learning about our business, we need to learn about other things that touch it.
Well, now Remax had some changes in some of their.
Yeah, Remax is doing quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of confused on what their end goal is. I think a lot of these companies, I think the real estate market has just really been disrupted by the industry's been disrupted by so much. Everybody's trying to figure out how to land on their feet. Like you talked to me about Sotheby's. Did I say it right this
yes.
time?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that name, and I know them for being luxury sellers of luxury property, and how they just dumped all that to go more mainstream was amazing. I mean, it's just, I just think a lot of weird stuff is happening.
Yeah, and then who is the company that they continually have challenges about their money basis?
Or where they get their money? Is it the iBuyer, Open Door?
No, it was one of the old time existing ones that they've been bankrupt and then come back.
That it's they're always lumped up with the reality.
Yes.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. I want to say Compass, but that's not it.
No. But anyhow, the challenges of business is realistic and it's ongoing because in the business, everybody wants to compete, and they start throwing everything they've got at it, and then it gets worse, and they back out, and so who knows? I mean, it's just a sad sort of thing. Anyhow, if that was $1 million sale, I would interrupt, but I don't think it is. Okay. Well, it's a nice conversation to have, and if you have any questions or suggestions, let us know. And we've got classes coming up.
August 23rd and 24th, it's our new agent boot camp, and this time it's going to be in our Mississippi office. And if those of you who are Mississippi agents, if you want to hear our beloved Rosemary explain to us how to properly fill out a contract, then you need to be at the Mississippi office on that Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So you'll learn from, one of the best and one of the ones who leads us and protects us, how to properly keep her protected.
Okay. I hope you have a good week and have good business and keep kicking and making it happen. So, thank you.
Yes, thanks.